Hi, it's Dwyer, gamblersadvisory.com, here with some thoughts about this weekend's big fight between Vic Darchinyan, the Raging Bull, and Anselmo Moreno. But before I go further, just remember the opinion you should follow should be your own. Just consider this video to be a second opinion from a complete stranger online. You know, there are a few boxers out there that mystify me. I can't get a good read on them because as I'm watching them, I see things in their game that the other fighters should be able to exploit. But yet these fighters are successful time and time again. And one of those fighters is the Raging Bull, Vic Darchinyan. I have to tell you, the Abner Maris-Darchinyan fight, I was surprised. I believe I took Maris in that fight. I'd have to look it up. But I was surprised by how effective Darchinyan was. Darchinyan, to me, seems to be too much of a headhunter because he leans on that punch so much, right? Everything he does is to set up that punch. And because he telegraphs it as much as he does, and because he doesn't have great head movement, I'm really at a loss to understand how Vic Darchinyan is as successful as he is. He seems to me, in fight after fight, to be at a hand speed disadvantage, and he seems to have, in my opinion, a significant problem with movement. But yet, even in fights where he's being out hustled and beaten, like the Joseph Agbeko fight, he always seems to be more successful than I thought he would be. Now that said, he's favored against Chemito and Anselmo Moreno, right? He's favored against Moreno, and once again, I'm looking at a Vic Darchinyan fight. I'm shaking my head. I think Moreno is a live underdog, and I like a straddle. Moreno to win, straddled against favorite Vic Darchinyan by KO. Darchinyan, in my opinion, always has a puncher's chance in any fight. He hits that hard for his size. But once again, Moreno, just like with Abner Maris against Darchinyan, in my opinion, Moreno is the better technician, and quite frankly, he's the better boxer. He's a slick counterpuncher who doesn't have a lot of power. What he does have is an innate sense of where the punches are coming. He has a very long upper body. He bends at the waist. He knows how to swivel, and he knows how to avoid punches, right? He also, quite frankly, has much better foot speed, in my opinion, than Vic Darchinyan. And if you don't allow Vic Darchinyan to set his feet, if you force Darchinyan to move around the ring, then in my opinion, you negate his power. Darchinyan's one of those fighters who has to have his feet right to get his power shots off, right? Simply put, Moreno reminds me of Johan Guzman, who, his weight problems aside, is still an unbeaten fighter and is still a force in boxing. In other words, Moreno is adaptive reactive. He makes adjustments. He's beaten some pretty good fighters, and quite frankly, twice he has been in rematches where he has won the rematch. In other words, if you look at him, he's a guy who literally, between the first fight and the second fight, enhances his game. He gets better as the fight progresses. Another thing I like about Moreno is the fact that I believe he beat Sodorenko in Germany. He's a guy who has traveled abroad, been an underdog, and actually delivered upset wins. Keep in mind, too, Moreno, again, I'm talking about the underdog in this fight, who I think is the better technician than Vic Darchinyan. Moreno hasn't lost for several years. The only loss on his record is a loss early in his career in a 4-round fight. And also, Moreno, like Nonito Donaire, who beat Vic Darchinyan, is a southpaw, right? He should be able to see Vic Darchinyan's left hand coming, right? And he should be able to hit Darchinyan with the same kind of quick counters that Nonito Donaire did in beating Darchinyan several years ago, right? I feel Moreno more than likely wins this fight by decision. That's what I believe happens. Betting-wise, the bet I like is Moreno to win. Straddled against Vic Darchinyan by KO. There always is the possibility that Darchinyan lands a haymaker and takes out his opponent. What I don't see happening, and let me just say, the straddle's possible because you're getting better than even money odds on both sides of the bet. In other words, if either happens, you make a profit. What I don't see happening is Vic Darchinyan winning the fight by decision even though he's the favorite. But you need to understand the risk that if you follow my advice and Vic Darchinyan wins this fight by decision, then you lose it all. The play I'm recommending for the last time is Anselmo Moreno to win the fight, straddle against Vic Darchinyan by decision. I just think Moreno is faster. I just think he's better defensively. He doesn't have the punch, so Darchinyan's going to be following him around the ring. But Moreno is more mobile than Darchinyan and fights well off his back foot. I'm looking for the upset in this fight, but as a gambler, I'm straddling it against Darchinyan by KO. Let me know what you think. Leave your comments for me here on YouTube. Visit us at gamblersadvisory.com and predictboxing.blogspot.com. Thanks for watching.